Hi, I just wanted to take some time today to show you how I set up a swarm trap. I just gave a talk at a local bee school about this, and I just want to show you a little bit about the design and how I set these up. I'm in southern Ohio. It's March 28th, so we're still about a month away from putting out these traps. And I've got 20 of these traps, basically the same design. It's just a box, guys. This box I constructed from just scrap materials. It's scrap plywood, and a lot of folks might just have scraps laying around from an old project, or you can visit a construction site and get this stuff for free. You don't have to have any special construction skills. It's pretty basic. So starting with the dimensions, this design is 7 inches wide. It should be wide enough to hold 4 frames. It's 19 inches long, and you'll see when I open this up that it's going to be long enough to hold those frames. And then it's 16 inches deep, which all in all you should end up with a trap with a cubic volume capacity of around 30 liters. It can be a little larger than that. That's not going to be a problem, but that seems to be, for me, the size that works best. There's just a hanger on the back side of the trap with a hole just to hang that trap from a nail on a tree. I hang all of my traps at eye level because I don't want to be climbing up and down trying to retrieve swarms. Some folks say that you need to put them up higher than that. My experience has been that it doesn't really make any difference, and so I just hang them where it's convenient. I put these traps in various places, but I'm looking for transition areas between woods and field, some place where the bees have access to a water source. Other than that, you know, you don't need a large plot of land to put traps out. You could put out several of these on just a half an acre if you wanted to. So let me show you how I set these up. So they've got a lid on them. This trap will hold 4 or 5 frames. I use all medium frames. What I'm looking for is a dark brood frame from another hive, perhaps a dead out, or if you've got extra frames. These are foundationless frames. These are all mediums, but it's just an old dark comb, and that's helpful for use as bait. So I've got 2 frames like that, and if you've got a frame with just partial honey, that's great too, because those scout bees will come and it'll attract it'll attract bees to your trap, and that's what you want. You might get a little bit of robbing of that honey, and that's fine. It's not a problem. So two frames of drawn out comb. If you got one of them with partial honey, that's great. And then I fill in the other 2 frames with just empty frames. And again, these are foundationless frames. They've got a starter on there. It's just a piece of thin piece of wood. Some people will use popsicle sticks, and I just shave these off on the table saw, and they slide into that groove on top of the frame. All right, so I've got 2 like that, and then I bait this. I'm going to have a cotton ball, and this is just what was left from last year, but I'll staple a cotton ball just to the inside of the trap, 3 or 4 drops of lemongrass oil on there, and then perhaps a few drops just inside the entrance on the floor, and that's all it takes. So 4 frames. I go every other one, so an empty frame, a drawn frame, another empty frame, another drawn frame. And I'm generally checking my traps every 24 to 48 hours. You just don't want to leave them in there for too long, or they'll start drawing out comb in there where you don't want it. And then when I'm ready to move it, of course that lid goes on top, and there's just 2 screws holding that lid on. But when if I know I've got a swarm that's moved in there, I normally would go in at dawn, just before dawn, before it's light and all the bees are still in there, they haven't come out to forage yet, I'll slap a piece of duct tape right over that entrance where the hole is, and just remove it from the tree and walk it right over to the hive, take the frames out and put them into a hive. So that's it, very simple. In the last 2 years I've captured 20 swarms with this method. It works, and I'd be glad to answer any questions for you, but really excited about swarm season this year and getting these up and catching some swarms. Thanks for watching.